All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Roxanne. I'm the executive producer here at WDTV, and welcome to the Daily Rundown, Day 2. Cameron is here with me, of course, our 5 and 6 producer, and we have another special guest with us today. So our Holly Barada is here on the Daily Rundown to tell us a little bit more about what they're doing on the First at 4 today. So Holly, if you want to give us a rundown of what you guys are doing on the 4.
Absolutely. Well, first off, thank you for letting me be on the show. Day 2.
Of course.
This is exciting.
It's very exciting.
But we have a very exciting show today also at 4. Do you guys know what the fastest growing sport in the U.S. is currently?
Horse riding.
No.
I don't know. I just threw something out there.
No. Well, a lot of people guess soccer
That's what I was
because
gonna
it is
say.
growing
Yes,
very fast.
It is. And we have the World Cup this summer.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Exactly.
Yes.
But there is a sport that is even faster. It's pickleball.
Okay.
Have you guys heard of pickleball?
I have, yeah.
I've heard of pickleball.
It's just sweeping the nation. And so also what's happening why we are learning how to play pickleball today is Leadership Marion Class 43. They're going to help teach us. Have you guys heard of this group?
I don't
Leadership
think so. I'm
Marion?
not sure.
No,
It's connected with the Marion County Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
And it's a group of entrepreneurs, and they get to experience so many different things in business, great networking group, and they're putting on this fundraiser, Battle for the Paddle. Okay, in
Okay.
May. Yeah, it's going to be
Nice.
at Fairmont State University. It is sponsored by WVU Medicine.
Okay.
And so earlier today, we got to have a little pickleball lesson out on the courts.
wow.
Okay. And we're looking at a picture of that right
Yes.
now of you and Vince taking a lesson, a pickleball
Yeah.
lesson. So how is that for you guys?
It was incredible. Okay, you guys, there were young people on the courts. There were nearly 90-year-olds on the courts.
Wow.
There were white people. There were black people. There were Latino people.
All kinds of
Awesome.
people.
Every race, culture, creed, and age was on these courts
Yeah.
in the middle of the afternoon. It was
Yeah.
crazy. So we're going to dive deep into pickleball today.
Very
Okay.
cool. That's
yeah,
awesome.
that's awesome. And I think, especially in West Virginia, it's such a
Yeah.
beautiful place, to
Oh.
play pickleball, especially in the spring and summer.
Right.
Just a great environment. And it sounds like a great community to be a part of. So,
They have a bond. I mean, it's a club. Like they are very. I mean, you walk on the court, they are grabbing you. Come play, come play, come play. They
so cool.
very,
That's awesome.
very inclusive. So that's going to be exciting. We also want to announce, just so you guys know, April 12th, that Sunday, is National Grilled Cheese Day.
Stop
ooh,
it.
Okay,
Yes.
I
Come on.
love a grilled cheese.
Do you have any weird ways that you eat it? Do you have a special routine?
Well, I mean, I've put caramelized onions on it before.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that sounds
I mean,
pretty good.
don't knock it till you try it, seriously. 'cause
That sounds great.
That
Yeah,
combo is
that sounds awesome.
it is it's a winner for me. But
Yeah.
that's as weird as I've ever gotten with it. I
I
don't
know. I
how
feel
weird
like-
that even sounds.
Like
but
a grilled ham and cheese is
Okay.
Yeah.
basic, but
Yeah.
that's how I usually like it.
I eat it a weird way. I put grape jelly on top. It sounds weird.
yeah, I'm
Okay,
not
yeah,
sure
you'd
if I
have
can
to
get
sell me.
behind you there.
Yeah.
but I will put a disclaimer. Once you have it, you cannot go back. You have to put grape jelly on everything.
wow.
That's my secret. Try it. But on the show, you guys, we are having celebrity chef George Duran. Okay, and he had a Food Network show called Ham on the Street. You may remember. He also was the host of the TLC Ultimate Cake Off. So he knows his stuff. He's
Yeah.
going to teach us some really, really creative ways to eat grilled cheese on Sunday.
I can't wait. I mean, I'm excited to learn more
Yeah.
about how to make my grilled cheese, a step higher.
Watch with an empty stomach, right?
That,
I mean,
very,
Or-
very
Gotta be-
true.
That might be
Yes.
dangerous.
that could
I don't know.
that could be. Yeah, maybe watch with a full stomach.
Exactly. Well, you're gonna learn how to play pickleball. Then you're gonna have a grilled cheese after on
Right.
Sunday.
It all
We-
balances out.
we
Yeah.
have you covered.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
okay.
great.
Amazing.
That's great.
Well, Holly, thank you so much for coming on and telling us.
Absolutely.
You guys can catch that on the First at 4 today.
Yep.
So, I'm really excited to tune in. But Holly actually is on her way to get ready for the show.
Exactly.
So, we'll let you, take your
Skedaddle.
leave today. Yes.
I will.
But
All right. Thanks, guys, so
yeah.
much.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Holly.
Holly.
We'll see you later.
all right. Well, as Holly, gets to the First at 4, we're going to
Yeah.
get into our daily rundown. For
Plenty of news
today.
to talk about today.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Cameron, why don't you start us off with what's going on? A couple of the top headlines for the 5. this
Yeah,
afternoon.
so we're working on several stories here today. First of all, we had a woman who's been charged with vehicular manslaughter. That's in connection to a case that we were following late last year. April Kinney, 44, of Mill Creek. She's been charged with vehicular homicide after a crash reconstruction report from that crash that happened back in October of last year. You might remember that state police were trying to identify the victim who was pronounced dead on the scene. Originally, Kelly said that she believed she'd hit a deer, and she called 911 at the time of the incident. And it's kind of important to note, really, that this is something that could happen to anyone. This kind of a situation where you just come up on something in the middle of the road. She claimed that she didn't know what this was that was out there. It was late at night, and she couldn't quite see or make out what was in front of her. And unfortunately, they did end up determining that it was a person that she had hit. And so she's facing those charges now and is awaiting her court hearing.
Right. And like Cameron said, something that could happen to any of us driving on the back roads of West Virginia, especially like at night. I know those hairpin turns get really scary at night. So
absolutely.
We'll have more information on the 5 from that story and more updates, hopefully, as that court proceeding.
Definitely. We'll follow it as it continues.
Right.
So, yeah.
So next, what we're going to look at for the 5 o'clock today, there has actually been a new kind of development in this. I don't know what to call it, this history of vaccine arguments in the state since...
Been an ongoing discussion here. Yeah.
Since Governor Morrisey made his executive order last January. So let me start with the most recent update. So a federal appeals court has sided with Upshur County school officials in a recent lawsuit. So this comes after 2 parents were seeking religious exemptions for their child who had been removed from the county's virtual program after it was determined the student was not compliant with vaccine policies. Originally, the judge's orders allowed the students to attend public virtual school without being fully vaccinated, but now the Federal Court of Appeals has sided on the Upshur County Schools official side, saying that they must be fully vaccinated in order to take part in school, even if that is virtually.
And, of course, the nature of that appeal means that it will go back down to the district court here in West Virginia. So these proceedings are not finished yet. There, of course, are still a lot of things that have to be ironed out judicially before they determine what the final ruling will be. But yeah, this is one of, kind of, as we were saying, one of many cases that's been popping up in connection to this particular issue. It's been on a lot of parents' minds, and schools have had to answer these questions of what exactly they're going to do for each individual situation.
Right.
How, of course, each situation is different. So
absolutely,
you do have to take them as they come.
And if you visit our website, WDTV.com, you can see more about 2 other lawsuits that have been filed, both for and against the vaccine exemption. So you can read more about that there. And we have a whole timeline of events from January 2025, when Governor Morrisey first signed that executive order, until now. So that's one of our most recent stories from today. But let's turn now to a lighter...
Little lighter here.
Yes, news story here.
Yeah.
So will you tell us more about the zoo that is opening up for the season?
Yeah, Kingwood has some fun going down in Kingwood here. Hovatters Wildlife Zoo. They're going to be opening for the season this Saturday, April 11th. And so they're going to be open 7 days a week after that, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The latest you'll be able to get in every day is 5 o'clock. We actually had a crew that we sent out back in 2018, and this video is from when they were out there getting a feel for the area. The owner, Brian Hovatter, trained animals for movies, but in 1992 he decided that he was going to open this wildlife zoo in Kingwood. So that's a pretty cool origin story there. As at that time, he had housed over 30 species, ranging from farm animals like goats and alpaca to more exotic species like sloths and tigers and alligators. All kinds of cool wildlife,
right,
and different kinds out there. So
I'm going to be honest, you guys, I didn't even know that the zoo existed before today.
Okay, well, I certainly didn't either. I'm still getting my bearings of North Central West Virginia, but yeah.
So I knew about the wildlife. Oh no, I'm going to mess up the name, but the French Creek wildlife. I don't know if it's a conservatory or where French Creek Freddy is. They always do the Groundhog Day celebration every year.
Sure.
So I knew that was in West Virginia, but
Yeah.
I didn't know like an actual zoo
We
like
have a
this
whole
existed.
zoo with all these
Right.
different kinds
I
of
thought we would have to go to the
animals, yeah.
Pittsburgh Zoo to like go
Yeah.
to the zoo in the area.
It does
So-
kind of surprise me. I mean, back home I have kind of like a petting zoo at my little local zoo, but
Right.
nothing like this expansive with this many different
Right.
species. It's pretty cool.
I know, and
Yeah.
so that's going to be exciting. I mean, my best friend has a little. He's about 2 years old now, and I'm sure he would love to go to
Yeah.
the zoo to pet all the animals. He loves animals, and seeing them walk around and
be
interacting with them.
perfect, yeah.
So that I'm definitely going to tell her about this. When I see her later today,
Absolutely.
because I think that'd be a really
Great
fun
for kids that
activity.
age. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
All right. Well, let's turn now to a little bit more national news. So, what we are going to have a story about tonight, again at 5 p.m., is an update about President Trump and his press conference earlier this year. No, I'm sorry, September of last year, about Tylenol and autism and linking Tylenol to autism. So originally, September 2025, President Trump said that pregnant women should stop taking Tylenol due to an increased risk of autism in their babies. Although major medical organizations advertised Tylenol as the only safe over-the-counter pain and fever reliever during pregnancy. So this was in conflict with what President Trump was saying at the time. So a more recent study has come out since then suggesting that fewer pregnant patients in emergency rooms are now taking acetaminophen, which is another term for Tylenol, in the months since the White House's announcement there. So we're just going to have more information about that recent study, the trends that the people who did this study looked at through the last couple of months since President Trump made that announcement in September of last year.
And kind of see, what exactly has drawn people to make those decisions. Has it been specifically linked to this data that's been released from the White House, or were there other factors that people were considering,
Right.
With this situation? So yeah, we'll have more about that tonight at 5:00, and obviously, as any developments with that continue, we'll follow up on those as well.
Right, absolutely. So back to more local news here.
Here in North Central West Virginia, got all
yes.
kinds of stuff going on here.
So Cameron, if you want to tell us more about what your reporter Patrick is doing for today for his story.
Yeah, so
5.
absolutely. So Patrick was at a bill signing today here in Clarksburg with Governor Patrick Morrisey. The governor signed House Bill 5381 earlier today. So he was talking a lot about reorganizing and expanding the West Virginia Office of Energy statutory duties, and so it creates new 2026 energy planning and grid security frameworks. Now, last September, the governor announced his 50 by 50 energy plan, and according to his office, that was to kind of make a push for West Virginia to be a leading producer of energy. That's something that the governor's talked a lot about recently, and of course, all wanting to do that while keeping electricity affordable and ensuring safe and reliable service, and with the goal of trying to provide some additional jobs for the Mountain State. So that was happening here in Clarksburg today. He also had a signing of that bill in Parkersburg as well. So making some stops throughout the state today for
Yes.
the governor. So Patrick will have more about that tonight.
More information on the bill signing, more about what the bill means.
Yeah.
It's pretty dense, so
He'll do a
hopefully-
lot better than I can
Yes,
of
he'll
explaining
be
all
able
that there.
to.
We have the general framework of how
Yes.
these things are going to go.
So more
yeah.
information for that tonight at 5 and 6. And then Dante, our evening reporter, is going to the annual Beef Expo. So that is starting today, April 9th, until the 11th this weekend. So that is at the Jackson's Mill, and it's bringing producers, youth competitors, agriculture enthusiasts together for livestock shows, educational events, industry networking, things like that. And it's a part of the state's agricultural community, and able to, for farmers or agriculturalists to come and, I guess, show what they have to offer, meet other people in the industry. So Dante hopefully we'll also be doing a live shot from there tonight in the
Yeah.
5 and 6. So he'll
That's
be
the
able
plan.
to give, a little bit of a rundown in those shows. And then later tonight at 10 and at 11, he will have the full story about what the expo is about, how it's helping, the area and the agriculture and farming community here in North Central West Virginia. So
These
keep
events are
looking
usually
out tonight.
a pretty big deal for these
Yes.
types of industries. This is where they are really able to kind of connect with one another, like you were saying, and really showcase what they have and why their work is important here.
Right.
Agriculture, of course, is so critical, not just to this state, but to the country's economy.
Right,
So, yeah.
absolutely. And I think it's one of those things that you might not think about, right? If
Right.
if you have an office job like us.
Exactly. Yeah,
Even
yeah.
reporters, they're out in the field, but we're not, farming every day, dealing with livestock every day. More
Whole different approach to life, really, in
Absolutely.
that kind of lifestyle. But yeah, like you said, very important part of
Yes.
of everything. So,
Yes,
yeah.
and a big part of what's going on in West Virginia too.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
he'll have a lot of important highlights from the event
Yes,
tonight, and more about the event this weekend if you're looking to stop by this weekend. Well, that's all we have for today. And do you have anything else for us?
I don't think so. Just as always, tune in tonight at 5 and 6, and then later at 10 and 11. And, of course, keep up with us online and on our WDTV Plus app. And we'll be back here again tomorrow at 2 o'clock for the latest rundown.
That's right. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.